What's going on, everybody? This is Ed Talks 1, also known as the Toy Addict 1, and today we are going to be reviewing Transformers Earthrise War for Cybertron Trilogy, Dirge, and Ramjet. Now in the States, this is an Amazon exclusive, and this is our first taste of the 2 cone heads of 3. Now, of course, we didn't get cone heads in Siege. Don't really know if that would make sense, but this makes perfect sense. And to get all the formalities out of the way, I don't have the box because I put it up already, but here are the instructions. They look very nice. Don't need them. And let's get on the way with looking at these wonderful toys. Now, as you know, they still use the same basic core body of the F-15 jets, but with different wings and different tail rudders and things of that nature. The blasters are still the same. No, they didn't change them for Ramjet. So, hey, we didn't get that. But anyway, we still got 2 and thrust. Oh, my goodness, when thrust comes out. Oh, wow. So let's start with Dirge. Dirge is some kind of futuristic, I guess, flying, gliding looking plane. I guess it can fly, maybe in our hearts and our imaginations and on the cartoon. And of course, here's the underside. I love the paint job on this. I still don't like the plastics they use, but I have to admit, it does look very nice. Very nice. Got the amber color cockpit, just like in the cartoon. But the colors are very toy accurate. They are not cartoon accurate. But it's a nice shade of blue. It really does look good. I love this blue. I love that it's not just, kind of blue like Thundercracker. This is a very different blue, and I can appreciate it. But I'm going to show you what an actual cartoon model will look like when we do the comparison with the United Seekers. And of course, we have Ramjet. I don't know. Ramjet was never my favorite of the bunch. Thrust has always been my favorite because he has those warthog-like, look. But this does a good job. The only thing that I hate about the Seekers is the gap. And it's really bad here because of the fact that this is the way they transform. And it's one of those things. You just have to deal with it. But all in all, we use our imaginations and we really don't look at jets from the side. We look at it from the top, usually from the bottom, sort of like this at an angle, or like this, but never, from the side. So I guess Hasbro's like, you will deal with the gap. Now, we will compare them really quickly with the United Seekers, starting with the United Ramjet here, and then United Dirge. Now, these were the last probably of the Seekers to be released in Japan. Of all of them, of the Henkei and different BotCon versions, these 2 are very much cartoon accurate, especially Dirge, as Dirge has a very kind of a lighter, I don't know what type of blue to describe this as, like a little bit of green in it, but it's the very shade of blue and also the gray. That's really what sets it off. This is how they look in the cartoon. They were gray. Of course, there's his head right there, as you can see that. I always thought that was funny. Look, there's your head. All right. This is really one of my favorites. I love the wing pattern. It's very plain as compared to the Henkei version, which had some weird designs on it. And then also with the BotCon version, he was just Ramjet painted as Dirge, by the way, if you didn't know. Now moving on to Ramjet. Ramjet's got a few paint jobs. He's got his original. He got his Henkei version with some weird paint job, but then the United version kind of just gave him more of a plain, clear paint job. And the wings, of course, had this. And like I said, this is not a review of them, but he's got gray and he's got those concussion-looking, I used to call them concussion blasters, as opposed to the straight arm blasters that the other Seekers in the United Classics, or Chug in general, line shared. I love these. And they do they do look good. So we'll be doing some swapping because we're definitely going to be playing with Ramjet a little bit more just to show if those concussion blasts are really going to work on him. So without further ado, we're going to put a couple aside. Well, 3 aside. We're going to put them out of the way real quick. Move you out of the way real quick. And we're going to show the transformation of one of these jets because they transform the same, literally. Now, one thing to remember. Why did I start from jet mode? Because I'm terrible with the arms. The arm transformation, unlike the siege seekers, and wait. Let's compare. It's nothing like siege. Nothing like siege. I love this mold. But we just want to compare them in jet mode. And again, these guys are a lot shorter. It's just, I know it's folded up and all that good stuff, but man, you're going to miss these guys because we're probably never going to get anything like this again. But here's a comparison to a Siege Seeker. So, for everybody that wants to be complete with their reviews. And here we go. They look good together, don't they? Let's move him out the way. Now, let's get the transformation. So the first thing you want to do is take these off. Let's put these to the side. Now that we have him without the blasters on, the first thing you want to do is move these up. And as you'll notice, you see that they have like little the plastic grooves, they fit right in there. And you could kind of lift that up if you want. And no, they don't go in any further because there's no way you can do it. Because if you look here on the underside, there's nothing to, push it into. So that's how it transforms. And then I kind of just, since I've only had these for about a day, just kind of fold them out, separate them, and they fold right in. And you can see right there on the side from here, there's some tabs there. And there's going to be that connector piece. And of course, that's where they fit. Nice and snug. And the same thing for this leg. We're going to nice and snug. You can hear that little click. Next thing, you unfold the feet. And these do come off, by the way. They just come right off. Now, I don't know if that's something that's not or not supposed to happen, but they do come off. And they are a little hard to get on than I thought. Let's see. Oh, so maybe they broke. That's how mines came, Interesting. Very interesting. Let's fix that real quick on camera. Mine just came right off. Oh well. And through the power of editing, we are back. Yes, I'll probably be editing out a few points of that video. There they come off. I don't know if they're supposed to or not. Other reviewers may have done it. I don't watch other people's reviews too much. I only watch my own. Anyway, we got that on. Legs are done. Now, here's the part that's tricky. I kind of squeeze mine right around there, so to speak. That way it's kind of easy to get off. So you can see what you got to go through here. This is the part that's really not fun to me. And why I still like the old Seeker mode. But there you go. So you unclip those tabs. You're going to unclip those tabs so you can unfold the arm. And of course, when you do that, it brings those out. And you can keep those down if you want, or up. It's your choice. I prefer them up, which is something you couldn't do with the other mold. Then you're going to do the same thing. Fold it back. Now you're all the way back. And the arms, they kind of untab a little differently than the Siege ones. Same thing here. Just kind of flail it out. You'll feel everything clicking. Now you're left with this body. Now comes the fun part. As you know, I should have done that yet. Put that back. Now you want to flip around that and magic. Wait a minute. Magic! I like doing that. There's the head. Alright. And then finally we're going to get everything kind of closed in place. And of course we're going to fiddle it and get it back in. And boom. We got Dirge. And then after that, we're going to put the arm blasters on. And we have, Ramjet. So Ramjet's complete. Let's get a good look at him. And then through YouTube magic, we're going to get the other vehicles transformed and we'll continue on. And we're back by YouTube magic, and now we have both Ramjet and Dirge transformed, and we're going to do a quick comparison with the original Seeker mold with Starscream. If I can find him. Got him. Now, first things first, as you'll notice here, is the knees. And right off the bat, you can see that the knees are very different. Also, the chest is different too. If you can look around near the fuselage underneath, they have these two, they almost look like they can open up. Tab things here. Get a closer look at them. And the light there. Okay, see that? Compared to his chest. Other than that, I don't see any really difference. The arms are the same. The feet are the same. It's just the tail rudders. And, of course, the heads are cone heads and the knees are different. So that's about all that I can see, that's happening right there. So, that's about all I have. And, of course, the head sculpt. Now, if you look carefully, he's got the screaming head there. Let's see if I can get it a little closer. If you can see the screaming mouth. I don't know. What's up with that? What are they yelling? Help! Or, come here, help me! That's all I can think of at the moment. And as compared to Mr. Ramjet, we were moving Starscream out of the way. He's got the more just plain sinister look. I don't like the cone heads to have all the same look. I look at the cone heads as more drones than Thundercracker and Skywarp. I look at them as just being like super grunts, extra jets to kind of open up the ranks instead of having the same looking jets with different colors. Now I'm going to do a quick comparison with their United versions. Here you go. Now I'm going to say this right off the bat. The head sculpts are way better than that of the United versions. Also, the proportions to me are better as well. But they aren't that far off since the cone heads from the original, Chug line, they just kind of use the nose cone as a head. But I want to show you something. While the transformation is clean, the cone heads just, they were there. They served their purpose, but the heads on the Earthrise are much better. And as you could see, the arm blasters were way too big. The feet, they don't quite work. And so what happens a lot of times is they'll just fall down if you don't stand them upright. As far as using the blasters, these blasters are so big that they're actually bigger than the Earthrise. When they fit on their arm, let's give you a little example. Because like I said, these are my favorites. Another thing too, the United Seekers in particular have a lot of paint on them, and that paint kind of degrades the plastic over time, and these tend to just fall apart. And I don't even play with them. They just fall apart. But I wanted to see how he would look with these on. If these were black instead of gray, they would belong to him without question. But see how big they are? It's like they made him way too big, and I'll never understand that. You know, but let's kick these out the way. Does he look better with them? To me, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Would he look better with the concussion blasters, or would he look better with, you know, the good old blasters on the arm? That's about the only thing I could think of, you know. And of course, articulation is the same. The knees bend and the waist kind of plops up there so you can see where the waist is. You know, they move out to here. And see, these blasters are too big. Let's take them off. Fun with toys, aren't you? So the blasters, you're not very professional. Who cares? And the arms go out to here, and they do that, and then they do that. And then the legs do that, and then the feet swivel. You could kind of turn these if you're, you know, to make them, you know, give them that cape-like appearance. And these fit up, whereas on these, they fit down. Also, you know, you still got the canopy on the back, but I mean, compared to, it still looks nice though. I mean, even with the canopy on the back, it still looks nice. But that was the one thing that, like I said, the cone heads for the chug line, you know, I always thought they were a breath of fresh air because of that, using the cockpit nose cone as a face. I always thought that was pretty cool and pretty ingenious, actually, because, like I said, if you look at it from the back, it gives it a lot more cleaner look from the side, you know, and the head can move from side to side as well. But what they didn't have was the up and down. So the head here can move. He can look up. He can do that. And he can turn side to side. You know, same thing on both sides. You know, he's got the knee. And that's another thing I like too. It gives them that kind of like a trooperish look with the knee. Like, you know, the only thing I hate is that gap. And I want you to, you know, like that shoulder gap right here. Like, I wish I could fix that, you know. So, you know, that's pretty much what they do. Let's take these off. I mean, it's the same articulation. You've seen it on probably hundreds of videos because no one watches mine. Ha! And we're just going to set them to the side right here. And for final retrospection, let's get them out of here. Let's bring in everybody. Oh, there's Thundercracker. Blah. There's my man, Skywarp. And then finally, the man himself, Starscream. Pathetic fools. There's no escape. I mean, we're almost there. We're almost there. We are almost there. We just need thrust. We just need thrust. Back from YouTube magic and editing. Final thoughts. Well, you know you need these two. They're the cone heads. And since even though Siege has been out and Earthrise is out now, having the cone heads is just part of the fun. It's part of what we had. This is season 2. So, I mean, you know, without further ado, we got to have them. There's no way you can have the Seekers and not have the cone heads. And I think, overall, despite the flaws that are still present in the mold, they did a good job. Yeah, I mean, it's simple enough. And I was surprised that the head would transform like this. I think that's pretty nice. I think the head sculpts are fantastic. Overall, the colors are great. Everything is awesome. So I give these, of course, a 10 because they're Seekers and they're needed. Also, Thrust will be on the horizon. Hopefully we can get him soon enough. And like I said, it's really going to be hard to get these two because of the fact that they're an Amazon exclusive. And, you know, hey, if you didn't pre-order it, or at least got a confirmation that you were going to get it, I think early a few weeks ago, last week, this week, and I think now it's been delayed for 3 weeks, it might be a little tough. Because Seekers, you know, like all Seekers, and even in the Chug line, it always started. Seeker reprints, that's money. And remember, Hasbro likes to make money. And you as well know as I do, if you are a fan of Transformers, you're going to get the 3. And we did in Siege. And of course, we got the 3-pack Cybertronian exclusives for Target. We got Hotlink. And then on top of that, we got Red Wing as a another Target exclusive, when you had to get a red card to get him. So you didn't think when they released the Earthrise or Earth modes, they weren't going to make the Coneheads? Man, you crazy. So if you know that and you missed out on the pre-order, shame on you. Shame on you. Look, this is a collector's market. It's not about being big pockets, but it's understanding that you know what's going to happen if you don't be funky finger fast in getting these guys. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody so far who's been rocking with me on my crazy videos, and we're going to be doing a giveaway. So what I need you to do is like, subscribe, and share. But in this video, I need you to comment. When we get to 600 subscribers, that's right, 600 subscribers, there will be a giveaway. Pause for YouTube magic to see what we will give away. And we're back. What will we be giving away? Yes! All right. I got an extra Hotlink with a little bit of package damage. I don't need 2 Hotlinks. I'm not really a toy seller. I'm probably never ever going to open this just due to limitations. And if I'm doing my display is actually going to be the Earthrise Seekers. So with that being said, I had a choice. I could try to sell this, give it to them, whatever. I don't really have friends, and I don't hang out with people like that, and nobody likes me. But I want my channel to grow, and unfortunately, I can't do that without help from the subscribers. So I'm willing to do this because, like I said, this is not hurting my pockets, really. I'm not bragging. It's just not. Because I got this extra thingamajigamabobbum, we would have a 600 subscriber party. And yes, if you didn't comment on this video, comments will be closed. Let's see. Today is the 22nd. Hold on one second. Let me look at my phone. No, today is the 23rd. Comments will be open until the 30th. We'll give it one solid week. You can make a comment of any kind. Say, hey, I want to win the Hotlink. Cool. If that's what you came for, that's okay. I'm going to do what I got to do to make my channel grow. On top of that, once the comment is closed, we will go back through the comments. And for those who are subscribers, so you got to subscribe, so we can get to 600. So when we get to 600 and we hit those subscribers, we're going to throw that party. And I will remember this because I'm going to do this because this is my channel. We'll be giving this toy away. And when we do, if you're a lucky winner, you must be in the United States, unfortunately, because shipping overseas is just a little hard. And even to Canada is a little rough. And like I said, it's, that might be a little bit of a stretch in trying to get it to you. However, if you're winning, you know somebody in the States that can probably receive it for you, then you have that option. However, I think I'm going to nix that because that's going to be a problem later, and I'm not getting sued for something I gave away. So you must live in the continental United States, which is the 48 states. I have to exclude Alaska and Hawaii because, well, again, shipping is just crazy right now. But if you live in the 48 continental United States, you have a chance to win this. And hey, it's a free toy. So if you didn't get Hotlink and it doesn't show back up at Walmart, come watch this video. Make a comment, like, subscribe, and share if you can on the sharing part. And you have a chance to win. And we will have that 600 count subscriber video party. Hopefully I'll have maybe a new toy that I didn't have before. I do collect other figures. We may just throw it all in one, or maybe do a live stream. I do have live streaming capabilities now. That's also going to be fun. So this is what needs to be done, and we'll put the rules in the description. And other than that, this is Ed Talks 1. I appreciate you watching, coming to my channel, liking, subscribing, and sharing if you can. And, have a nice night and enjoy those Transformers.